What's up, tennis players, or just tennis fans? But I assume you probably play tennis at least at some level, which is cool because I love tennis. And later in this video, I'll actually share my tennis story. I will share how I started in the game and where all I've played and how I have grown to the player I am now. And hopefully we can relate and stay connected here on the Unlimited Tennis YouTube channel. I think it would be cool to hear some of your tennis stories and what your background is, and maybe if you're in an area to where I can possibly film a match with you or play tennis, that would be cool. Before I share my tennis story, I want to first announce the Tennis Express gift card giveaway and how to enter. I want to say I am super thankful for the 100 subscribers, and now even more than 100 subscribers. So I really appreciate that. I do want to grow this channel, so every subscriber means a lot to me. And as we reach these milestones, I really would like to give back to this community. For right now, all I can afford is $50, but that is a start, and I promise as we grow, I will do everything I can to give more back to this community. For this giveaway, there are just 3 steps to enter. Step 1 is subscribe to this channel. If you're already subscribed, you don't need to unsubscribe and subscribe again. If you are already subscribed, then you are accounted for. So step 1 is subscribe or be subscribed. Step 2 is subscribe to my vlogging channel. The link to that is in the description. You do not have to be a viewer of the channel, but the subscriber helps it. And honestly, my vlogging channel is kind of the sponsor for this giveaway because that channel is already monetized, and the little money that it makes is one of the only reasons I can afford this $50 right now. So it does help for that channel to grow in subscribers for more giveaways in the future. But I understand that you are here for tennis content, so I promise this channel, Unlimited Tennis, is tennis content only. That is actually part of why I made a tennis channel, just because I was trying to post tennis content on my vlogging channel, and my vlogs and my tennis stuff was just kind of getting in the way, and it just didn't work. And I really do like tennis. I'm really passionate about tennis, so I was like, you know what? I want to just do a tennis channel. The third and final step is to comment on any video on this channel and comment anything you would like, whether it's about tennis or introducing yourself, or maybe you just want to comment something about the video. You can comment anything you want. It just has to include your social media handle or your email. When I've done giveaways on my other channel, I have actually had people try and scam me out of the giveaway posing as the winner. It is just easier to have a direct source to go to make sure the gift card goes to the winner and not someone posing as the winner. And what I mean by that, when I announced the winner, somebody with the same name and same profile pic commented on the video saying, hey, I won. So I reached out and he sent me his stuff or whatever, and I sent him the gift card. And literally 2 days later, somebody else commented saying, hey, I won the giveaway. And I was like, I already gave it away. In that instance, just in case, I actually did give it to him too. I just gave 2 separate giveaways to the person who probably scammed me and to the correct person. To make sure that doesn't happen again, I'm just going to ask to either give me a social media, whether it's your Instagram, Twitter, or even Facebook, or just an email address I can email directly. If for some reason you don't feel comfortable putting your social media or your email out in the comment section for the public to see, I understand that, and I will actually have my social media and email down in the description below. Just contact me and reach out to me before I even announce the winner, so I have an idea of where to go to if the winner happens to be you. So quick refresher, the 3 steps to be entered is 1, subscribe or be subscribed to this channel, 2, subscribe to my vlogging channel, and 3, comment on any video, anything you want. It just has to include either your social media handle or an email. Once you do all 3 of those things, I will put you in a random giveaway selector, and I'll actually screen record this process happening, and you can see how I do it. I'll give you probably about 7 to 9 days after I post this video, I will announce the winner. So I'll give you about a week, a little over a week, to get your comments in and to get entered into this giveaway before I do the random selection. I will announce the giveaway winner in a video next week when I react to some of your comments on my YouTube channel. So I am interested and looking forward to reading some of your comments, whether it's roasting my tennis abilities or my tennis form, or roasting some of my opponent's form. So I look forward to reading some of your comments. So that's another reason why I would suggest comment something about the video because may include that in some videos where I react to some of your comments. So subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my vlogging channel, and comment with your social media or email, and you will be entered into the giveaway I will announce in a little over a week. Now it's time for my tennis story. You see, when I was a kid, I wasn't a tennis player. I was a baseball player. That was my passion growing up. I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player. I loved Albert Pujols. I loved Derek Jeter. You know, I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player. The only tennis I ever really played when I was younger was when my mom wanted to compete in something, and tennis was something that we could both compete at, and we would go, and I mean, we would just patty cake the ball back and forth. You know, I'd never had any lessons. I was never trained any technique. We would just patty cake back and forth over the net. But I enjoyed doing that. You know, tennis was something that I found fun and something I just enjoyed playing with my mom. But I never took it serious or ever saw myself even taking it serious, at least to where I am now, you know, making a YouTube channel to just cover my tennis journey. I would have never saw that back when I was younger. But here we are. So I wanted to be a baseball player growing up, and I was a pretty decent player. I would play shortstop in all the teams, all-star teams. I often batted the 1 and 2 hole. And as I had gotten older, grown a little and gotten stronger, my hitting definitely was getting a lot better, to where I was a pretty decent ball player. So when I was in 8th grade, we get a flyer at the school promoting the high school tennis tryouts. Now, me wanting to play baseball, I knew at this point I didn't want to play football anymore because I didn't want to risk getting hurt or having a bad injury that could prevent me from playing baseball. So I'm looking at these tryouts and I'm like, you know what? I am competitive, do enjoy tennis, and I want something to do in the fall. So why not give tennis a chance? You know, why not play tennis? And I'm here sitting next to my best friend, Seth Lamson, and I didn't want to do this by myself. So I'm like, hey, Seth, you don't want to play football either. You might as well play tennis. And I was able to convince Seth to go to this tennis tryouts with me. So we get to the tryouts, and we're by far the most athletic people here. I mean, if you played high school tennis, unless you went to a high school that like really promoted the tennis organization, you would know like tennis doesn't get athletes. I mean, all the athletes are going to go to football, baseball, basketball, soccer. Like tennis is not going to get athletes unless it's a high school that promotes their tennis organization, and that's a sport that they thrive in. There are schools like that. But yeah, my school wasn't like that. So me and Seth being there gets a lot of recognition, and I'm enjoying that, of course. You know, like people want me there. People like that I'm there. The coach is really happy to see us. You know, like I instantly feel a part with this team. Hey, what do you know? PNG Tennis. So I made the team. So I'm looking forward to an awesome first tennis season. I'm actually at this point beating my best friend Seth in tennis every single time we play. I mean, we're still kind of like at the point to where we're pity-patting it over the net, but we're both fast and athletic, so we get to everything. I'm getting ready for my first tennis season, and literally a month before the school starts, I take a youth trip to a trampoline park where I break my foot. So I miss my whole first tennis season, at least in the fall. So I miss all of that development. I don't get any better. And guess who does get better? That's right, my best friend, Seth Lamson. So of course, when I come back from my injury, I can't beat Seth to save my life. Thankfully, the current number 1 of the team, his name was Kenny, the amazing Kenny is what he called himself. He did teach me topspin. I have to give him credit. He did take time out of his day, just me and him, and he taught me the semi-western grip that I use to this day, and taught me topspin. Back when I was a freshman, I literally had no backhand, and all I had was a forehand, which is like weird. It's like the exact opposite now. Nowadays, my backhand is by far my strongest shot. My forehand is like the one that's like up in the air. So I do have Kenny to thank for teaching me topspin. I also have my coach, Coach Ansel, to thank for teaching me strategies and believing in me and always giving me the drive to just keep fighting no matter what the score is. I get my fight and my competitiveness and my drive to win no matter what the score is from my high school tennis coach. So the fall season passes. I don't even get to play really because I had a broken foot. So I missed my first tennis season. The spring comes and it is baseball season. I'm ready to move over to baseball. No more tennis. I'm going to play baseball. I'm going to commit to baseball. This is the sport that I love, and this is the sport that I'm passionate about. The tryouts happen, and I actually didn't even make the baseball team. Like, I got cut. Like, there was a lot of politics involved. Like, if you don't play football, you don't know the coaches don't know you. They'll say that they give a fair tryout. If they don't know you, it's going to be tougher for you. And I just didn't do anything that stood out. A lot of players on the team would admit that it was crazy that some people made it over me. So it definitely hurt, and it broke me because, that was my passion. I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player. But there was a team who wanted me, who expressed their interest in me, who made it known that they needed me, and that was the tennis team. They made me feel a part. They brought me in. They took me in when I was hurt and when I felt like I lost everything because I wasn't going to be a baseball player. They took me in, and I felt a part. And honestly, that's where my passion for tennis really began, was when the tennis team took me in when the baseball team didn't. So much so when the next year came around and the baseball trials were coming back, I had a lot of people say, if you try out this year, you will make the team. But I just couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I just couldn't do it because I love tennis and this tennis team so much that I ended up choosing tennis over my childhood passion, over my childhood dream. So I ended up playing in the spring tennis tournaments, and me and Seth, we literally finished in the finals of every tournament, first and second, every single time, and guess what? I never beat him in any of these tournaments. Seth beats me in every single tournament, in every single match that we play ever since I broke my foot. We go into the sophomore and junior season. I guess I got tired of losing, or I don't know. My coach actually put me and Seth together to play doubles instead of singles, and we actually had a lot of success in doubles together. We were winning like all the tournaments, and then we would make it to regionals. Now, keep in mind, I play tennis in Texas in the 5A division, so there's a lot of competitive tennis in that division and one of the biggest tennis states. We did struggle in regionals. We never made it past regionals, but it also wasn't easy for us just because our school didn't have very good recognition. We were often just placed against like the first seeds of the tournament like early on, so we really never had a lot of luck in any of the draws due to our school not having much previous success before us. So it was tough to have luck in the draws. Always having to try to battle off some of the toughest teams right out the gate. It's finally nearing the end of my junior year where I finally beat Seth in singles and I am able to take the number one seed on the team. Going into my senior year, my coach actually made the decision to not put me and Seth at doubles anymore. And she told me that I was going to play singles and Seth was going to play doubles with someone else. I didn't like it first because I felt like I was a better doubles player, but over time I grew to respect the decision, and in hindsight, I'm glad that was the decision because singles did grow me as a player. Competing in singles by myself at that level in high school did grow me as a player and probably got me to where I am today. Again, I was winning. I ended up winning most of all my singles tournaments, and then I did make it to regionals, but I actually did struggle with a wrist injury toward the end of my senior year of high school. I did some yard work outside and really did my wrist in. Probably shouldn't have done that close toward the end of the season to where I couldn't snap my wrist at all. I remember toward the end of the season just hitting in like the athletic period and stuff. I would often just play with my left hand, and I actually developed a pretty decent left-handed forehand. So sometimes like I'll be hitting with people and I'll just like throw that in every once in a while just to kind of like throw people off like, what the heck, did he just hit it left-handed? But unfortunately I did have a rough end to my season with that injury. I did end my high school career with a 7.6 UTR, which is kind of where I am right now. So, and I'm definitely better than what I was in high school. So either I was overrated in high school or the sport has just grown to where like the rating system has kind of expanded since then. I mean, I was in high school like 2016, 2017, so it has been a lot of years. UTR definitely was not as prominent as it is now back then, so I can definitely see how UTR has developed since then. I definitely was interested in looking on to playing college tennis, and that's where I settled on ETBU. I settled on going to East Texas Baptist University to play tennis. Now, when I get there, I don't know if the coach just didn't find much potential in me. I got to meet with a lot of players. I liked a lot of the players, but the coach just never saw much potential in me. Wasn't too fond of my play style. Towards the end of my senior year is when my backhand got a whole lot better, and I was driving my backhand so much more, and I started slicing my forehand more. And, college coaches did not like that slice. I think I have a unique play style, but I think I have a competitive drive, like in match play, that allows me to compete at a higher level than I probably actually am. But so I don't have any disrespect towards the coach of ETBU, but he never really even gave me a chance or even allowed me to prove myself or express any interest of me playing. And when I realized I didn't have very high hopes in playing at ETBU, I decided to transfer to Louisiana College. I transferred to Louisiana College. The team was like brand new. Like they didn't have anybody. I came on the site and quickly got all the recognition. Like they were like, we're building a team off of you. And I loved this. I loved getting to kind of build the team. Before I was there, it was a bunch of football players just filling roster spots. When I got there, I got to kind of help the new coach recruit and bring like tennis players in. And I got to build this team pretty much from scratch. By my second year there, we actually had a really good recruit, and I was playing number 2. But my first year there, I was playing number 1. And what's interesting is Louisiana College is actually in the same conference as ETBU. So we were going to play the school that I just left from, and I was playing the number 1 spot over here, so I was going to play their number 1. And when we played, I think I surprised the coach because I actually took their number 1 to a super tiebreaker. And if you ask me, I think I could have won that match, but we actually had a double header that day, and I went into full body cramps in the super tiebreaker. It was pretty bad. Like I remember the trainer was having to like stretch me certain ways just so I can like stand back up, and then when I went to pick up my racket, my thumb caved in, and I like tried to bite it back into place. It was bad. I ended up losing in the super tiebreaker, but the coach of ETBU actually came up to me and he apologized, and he said that he felt like that he had made a mistake with me. And truthfully, that really meant a lot. So I would have loved to play for ETBU. So to have the coach like come and like apologize and say that he wished he would have stuck with me or showed more interest in me really meant a lot. And honestly was probably one of the highlights of my college career. Throughout playing college tennis, I was probably adding more pace on my serve. I was also developing more topspin. This is honestly where I developed more variety with my forehand. My backhand was always kind of like just my flat put away ball. My forehand, I started developing like more of a variety with it. I could slice, I could hit loopy balls, I could hit flat. I could do a lot more with my forehand side. Versus my backhand side, I could just hit flat. I could just hit flat and just drive the ball. My forehand side, I just do a lot of different stuff, which I think is honestly part of the reason why it struggles today. It's just because like I hit my forehand so many different ways. It's hard to just pick away and go with it. In my mind, I'm like, I'm just gonna flatten this one out, and then I end up hitting a loopy moon ball. So it's like, and then when I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna hit a loopy moon ball, and I end up flattening it out. So it's like, I feel like the variety does hurt me as much as it can help. What I have noticed just on the court is my forehand actually can open the court up more just because I can slice low and away, or I can hit a deeper top spinny ball to the baseline, which would allow me to come up, versus my backhand, I just have that. Versus my backhand, it's just that drive, and I can place that, but it's flat, so I can only put so much of an angle to it. I can only hit it so hard, but anybody who's ever played me would know, like, if you're going to take the net, you probably want to take the net on my forehand side just because my backhand side is going to be a ball that's, like, going, like, a few inches, like, right above the net tape. So if it doesn't pass you, you're still having to deal with a pretty tough volley. So in my time in college, I actually got an ASC Conference Player of the Week. That was exciting. That was really cool. I had won like all my matches on the weekend, so it was cool to get recognition not only from my school, but from like the conference in general. To go from a team that didn't really want me, or at least a coach that didn't really feel that they needed me, to go into a school that was giving me all the recognition that I wanted, plus now the conference. is now seeing something in me that gave me a whole lot of confidence in my game and allowed me to just fight even harder when I played people. There's a lot of people who believe in me. I believe in myself. I'm just going to do whatever it takes. Even if my game is somewhat ugly, sometimes, a lot of times, ugly wins. At the end of the day, it's not about how many winners you make. It's who made the least amount of unforced errors. Very rarely in tennis does winners outweigh the errors. So sometimes my play may be ugly, but if I'm keeping it in the court and my opponents aren't, I'm going to win. So I'm definitely looking for more ways to attack. Definitely now, as I've gotten older and more competitive and just a better player in general, I am looking for more ways to attack. But for the most part, especially back then, I was just a very grindy player that just didn't make errors. Going into my next year at Louisiana College, we got a recruit by the name of Tyler Carlin. I have a lot of credit to give him for just shaping my game and making me a better player. In my opinion, he's one of the better players that I've ever gotten to play with. And he really shaped my game and really worked with me. Like, me and him were definitely on a different tier or different level than the rest of our team. Our team was growing and we had some decent depth compared to what the team was, but me and him were definitely just a notch above the rest of the team. So we would always be hitting together, hitting partners at practice. So I really grew a lot from him, and we ended up playing doubles together. We played in a lot of doubles tournaments, and we did really well. I remember we took on an NAIA team that was ranked in the nation or something, and we actually put up a fight against them. They beat us, but we put up some games and even impressed them and the coach. So he even got recruited by a D1 coach in one of our doubles matches when we about beat their D1 team. So me and him together were a really solid doubles team, and I would love to play doubles with them for a tournament for the channel. That would be cool. He lives in Louisiana, so it's definitely doable. I'd have to travel some, but I think it's definitely possible. So I have Tyler Carlin to thank for a lot of my tennis development throughout my years at Louisiana College. However, 2020 came, and that is the year of COVID. And everything that we were building, the team that we were building at Louisiana College, just fell apart. The school actually fired the tennis coach for downsizing. They were about to just cut the program altogether, but I think they ended up keeping it, but a lot of the players just dipped. I dipped, and I ended up transferring. And I transferred to Liberty. Liberty University is where I ended up transferring to. I didn't play on the D1 team at Liberty, but I did play on the club team, the Liberty University club tennis team, where I eventually grew to become the president of this team, with over 60 plus members. We had practice every week. I would be in charge of leading and taking this team to tournaments weekend after weekend. And honestly, this was a lot of fun. This honestly only grew my passion to coach tennis and build a tennis organization. I could definitely see myself doing that one day. I could definitely see myself doing that. But honestly, these are some of the best memories of my life with Liberty Club Tennis. And truthfully, it was honestly, a lot of times, it was honestly just as competitive as D3 tennis. There's club tennis, what you'll often find is you'll find a lot of ex-D1 players in their grad program that are out of years of eligibility who will end up playing club tennis because there is no eligibility for club tennis. Same thing, you'll find D3, D2, D1 players in their grad programs that want to still play tennis while they're in college, so they resort to club tennis. So club tennis was actually quite competitive, almost equivalent to a lot of D3 schools that I remember playing against. So the competitiveness was still there, but then the social aspect was just probably the best part of just being part of a big team where we tried to have a community and be social and just have fun together. And there's one guy that I met while I was going to Liberty in Virginia. He actually didn't even go to Liberty, and he wasn't on the club team. And that is Will. He has been on this channel already time and time again, and you'll actually see him in a match against me probably in tomorrow's video. or in a video on this channel if you don't watch this when it comes out. But Will, single-handedly, I probably have to give him the most credit for where my game is now. I mean, over the years that I spent at Liberty, he has worked me, man. He has worked me. He is the reason why I have like any confidence in my forehand. Like my forehand has grown so much since college. You will see me play in a lot of matches where you can tell that I don't have very much confidence in my forehand, but there are times where my forehand is threatening, and that's just because through the help of Will, who has a very great forehand, as you probably have seen if you watched any videos on my channel. And I have a lot to owe him, and thank him for everything he's done for me in my game. So from high school tennis to college tennis to president of a club tennis team to now playing UTR tournaments for a YouTube channel, that's where I've played, that's where I've been, that's how I've grown. I look forward to growing more and becoming the best tennis player that I possibly can be. I appreciate all of your support and all of your criticism. When you comment things that help me and make me better as a player, I'm thankful for that. And I love to communicate and talk about tennis. Like if you comment, you will often see me comment a paragraph back because I've already analyzed and thought about everything that you've said. So I have a response and something to say back about you're right, and this is something else I need to work on also, and ways I can work to make it better. I'm very analytical, and I love commenting and just dissecting tennis, whether it's my game, someone else's game, or pro tennis. Never be afraid to comment on this channel. I will most likely, if your comment is relevant, I'll most likely comment back and interact with you in the comment section. So again, I just want to say thank you for the 100 subscribers. I look forward to making more tennis content and playing in more tournaments and competing in more matches and just becoming a better tennis player. I hope that you can relate, and I hope that we stay connected through this community and through this YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. If you want to be in the giveaway, subscribe to my vlogging channel, and also comment down below or in any video with your social media handle or your email. If you comment with your social media, at least let me know what your social media is, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, etc. So that's my tennis story. Thank you for watching. I hope to stay connected and maybe hear your tennis story. I'll see you in the next video.